Hello yogis, I hope you're all well. I thought I would give you a nurturing flow that you can try, so this is just going to be a short flow. I know a lot of you don't have your own bolster. I'm going to use a bolster for a few of the poses, so what you can do is if you get 2 pillows, fold them in half and put them next to each other and maybe pop a thin blanket over the top just to keep them in place. You might have to rearrange each time you use it, but that usually is pretty good as a bolster as well. Or if you've got a long round pillow, that will be fine as well. Anything just to give yourself a bit more support in some of the postures that we usually do. So we're going to start lying down. So come onto your back, bring the feet together, drop the knees out to the side. Take the arms out either side of the body, palms facing up. Relax the shoulders, the muscles of the face, the jaw. Softly close the eyes. And just begin to pay attention to your breathing. So no need to control the breath, just noticing how you're breathing naturally. Just noticing that rise and fall of the belly as you breathe. Areas of the body touching the ground. And just beginning to scan down through the body. So starting at the top of the head, just taking your awareness through the body, moving all the way down to the soles of the feet and just checking in if there's any areas of tightness or tension. And if there is, as you exhale, just seeing if you can let go and release a little bit more. And from here, taking both hands onto your lower belly. Take a deep breath in for your own count of 4. Inhale, feel the belly rise. Hold the breath for 4. And exhale fully. Again, deep breath in for 4. Hold the breath for 4. And exhale fully. Just do this one more time with your own breath count. When you've exhaled, just coming back now to breathing steady, so in and out through the nose, nice and steady. Using your breath to keep your mind nice and still. From here, take the arms out either side of the body, standing your feet on the ground, feet hip distance apart. Take a breath in. Sweep the arms up and over the head and lift your tailbone, your lower back, your mid-back off the ground for a gentle bridge. Breathe out, release back down onto the ground, take the arms with you. Again, take a breath in, sweep the arms up and over the head, lifting up, gentle bridge. Exhale, releasing back down. Let's do this one more time. Breathe in, lift up. And just hold it here for an extra breath. And exhale, releasing back down. So keeping the feet hip distance apart, take your arms out to a T and just rock the knees from side to side. So rock them over to the right and the left. And again, just to wake up the lower back. One more time. And then bringing both knees into the chest, take your hands onto the back of the thighs and just roll yourself forwards and backwards, up and down the spine. And then use that momentum to bring you up to a comfortable seated position. So sitting up nice and tall, take a breath in, sweep the arms up and over the head. Breathe out, twist towards your right side. So take that hand to the outside of the thigh. Breathe in, lift and lengthen. Exhale, move into the twist. With each breath in, you're lengthening, and as you exhale, moving into the twist. Take a breath in, come back round to the center, lift the arms up and over the head. Breathe out, round to the left side. Again, inhale, lift and lengthen. Breathe out, twist. And come back round to the center. Breathe in, lengthen out from the hips. Exhale, walk the hands forwards. Release from the hip crease. Forward fold. So you want to keep rooting down through the sit bones. Lengthen along the spine. Keep the sit bones on the ground as you breathe in. Lengthen, and as you exhale, maybe finding the space to go a little bit further into the fold. Just holding where you feel that stretch on the outside of the hips. Take a breath in, walk the hands in towards the body. Take the hands behind you, fingers pointing away. Roll the shoulders back, send the heart forwards. Breathe in. Exhale, maybe drop the head back if that feels okay for the neck. Otherwise, just look forwards and soften the shoulders. Lifting back up to seated, switch the cross of the legs. Again, breathe in as you lengthen, lift out of the hips. Exhale, walk the hands forwards. Maybe closing the eyes. Keep rooting down through the sit bones. Inhaling as you lengthen, breathing out as you release. And walk the hands back in towards the body one more time. Take the hands behind you, fingers pointing away. Roll the shoulders back, send the heart forwards. Breathe in. Exhale, maybe take the head back. Keep breathing nice and steady. And walk the hands back in towards the body, making your way over onto all fours. Hands underneath the shoulders. Knees underneath the hips, and just sit back into a child's pose for a moment. So walk the hands forwards, take the head down. Just taking a few steady breaths here. So imagine you're breathing in from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown of the head, and exhaling all the way back down the body. On your next breath in, lifting up onto all fours. Lift the chest, lift the tailbone, soften the shoulders. Breathe out round the spine, push up between the shoulder blades. At the end of your exhale, tuck the toes and lift the hips up and back to downward dog. So for our first one, you might want to bend one knee and then the other, just pedaling out the legs, just stretching the whole body here in downward dog. Maybe bending both knees, sending your chest towards the thighs, and then exhaling the heels back down towards the ground. As you breathe out next, release the knees onto the ground and then sit back into child's pose. So we're going to move through that flow again, but sync it more with our breathing. So take a breath in, lifting up onto all fours, lift the chest, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round the spine. At the end of your exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. And breathe out, take the knees down, sit back, child's pose. Take a breath in, lifting up onto all fours, lift the chest, lift the tailbone. Breathe out, round the spine. Inhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward dog, and hold downward dog. Making sure you're rooting down evenly through both hands, so spread the fingers. Take a breath in, roll forwards to a high plank position. Lower the knees onto the ground, untuck the toes, hug the elbows in, bring that weight forwards. Exhale, lower down onto the ground. Take your hands onto the edges of your mat. Magnetize the fingertips and peel yourself off the ground. Hold it here, root down through the tops of the feet. Exhale, send the heart forwards as you release down onto the ground. Take the hands either side of the ribs, push back, child's pose. Just using this pose to come back into your breathing, paying attention to how you're inhaling and exhaling, using your breath to steady your mind. One more breath here. And then inhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Look forwards between the hands and walk the feet to the top of the mat. Take a breath in as you lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Soften the knees and begin to roll up to standing, so stacking the spine, vertebrae on top of vertebrae. And the head is the last thing to sit on top of the shoulders. Roll the shoulders back. So coming to the top of the mat, bring the toes together, hands into prayer. Take a breath in, sweep the arms up over the head. Exhale, forward fold, release from the hips, nice long spine. Inhale, lift up halfway. Plant the hands down, step the right foot back and lower that knee down onto the ground. Release the toes. So if you need to, you can fold your mat over here or take a blanket underneath that knee. Lifting up, low lunge. So pull that left hip back, soften into the shoulders, arching back as much as feels comfortable for you, but keep your core engaged and try not to release too much into the hips, just so we're not putting too much pressure on that lower back. Bring the arms back, breathe steady. And then from here, clasp the hands behind the back, roll the shoulders back, send the heart forwards, opening a little bit deeper. So again, option to take the head back. If that's too much, just look forwards and focus on that opening across the chest. Release the hand to the side of the foot. Take your left knee in line with your right knee. Pull the body forwards, hug the elbows in, exhale, lower down. Take a breath in, baby cobra, soften the shoulders. Exhale back, child's pose, take the head down. Just using this pose to come back to your breathing. And on your next inhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Look forwards between the hands, step the right foot to the top of the mat. Lower that back knee down, release the toes. Again, option to just fold your mat over to give that knee some support. Sweep the arms up, soften the shoulders, pull that right hip back. Maybe looking up between the hands. Again, just checking in with the lower back, pull the belly in. Bring the arms back in line with the ears. One more breath here, soften the shoulders. And then take the hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders back, roll the shoulders back. Oh, said that twice. Send the heart forwards. Releasing the neck, breathing steady. Keep coming back to that natural breath. And release. Take the hands down either side of the foot. Take your right knee in line with your left. Pull the body forwards, hug the elbows in. Exhale, lower down. Breathe into your cobra, maybe lifting up to full cobra now. Still keeping a softness in the elbows. Release the shoulders. One more breath. And exhale, sit back into your child's pose. Take the head down. Again, just coming back to your breathing. Maybe taking the knees wide so you can send your heart a little further down to the ground. Opening up through the hips. And on your next breath in, lifting up onto all fours, realign the knees. Rooting down through the hands, take your right foot and step it to the outside of your right hand. So you might want to shuffle your left knee back a little bit. You want both hands on the inside of that foot. Heel toe the foot out to the side. So you just want to make sure your toes are in line with your knee. The lizard pose. So you can stay here on the hands, come down onto the forearms, or you can use a block if you have a block, or a pillow, or a bolster, just to support yourself here in the pose. So we're going to hold this pose for a few breaths. So wherever you are, just holding and breathing steady. Maybe close the eyes. Maybe just rocking the hips from side to side. Just doing anything that feels good for your hips here. We hold a lot of tension in our hips, so just letting go with each breath out. On Your next breath in, lift up onto the hands if you're on the forearms. Firm down through that left hand, lift the right arm up for a twist, so roll that shoulder back. You do have the option here to tuck the toes of that back foot and lift the knee. If that's too much, keep the knee on the ground. And take that hand down. Take your right knee in line with your left. Maybe just give the hips a rock from side to side. And then step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Again, both hands on the inside of that foot. Stay here or come down onto the forearms or a block. And just breathe, maybe close the eyes, maybe a bit of rocking from side to side. And just being really aware of how this pose feels in the body. Maybe this side feels tighter than the other side. Just being aware. Just a few more breaths here. And lifting up onto the hands. Firm down through the right hand, lift the left arm up. Roll that shoulder back. Nice even pressure down through that right hand. And take the hand down. Bring that left knee in line with your right. Again, rock the hips from side to side. And we're going to take pigeon pose. So if you know you have any knee injuries at all, come onto your back instead for thread the needle. So taking your right foot, cross the thigh, taking hold of your left thigh and bring it in towards you and just hold it here. So you have control over how deep you go, less pressure on the knee. Otherwise, taking pigeon. And you've got the option to use a block or a pillow to make it a little bit more restorative. So if you're doing that, take it to the top of your mat. Bring in the right knee forwards, take it behind the right hand, the foot behind the left. Lengthen that left leg back behind you. So if you find that your sit bone is off the ground or your hips aren't level, you can also place a blanket or a small block or pillow underneath the sit bone of the bent leg. Take a breath in as you lengthen, and then exhale, release forwards, maybe using a pillow or something. Take your head down onto here, or if you want to go a bit deeper into the pose, just come all the way down onto the ground. And just stay here for a few breaths. And the whole time, just being really aware of how your body feels in the pose. Focusing on your breath. And just noticing if you're holding on tightly into the pose, and if you are, seeing if you can just let go and release a bit more on your exhale. Being aware of the weight of the ground, the weight of the body on the ground. Allowing the ground just to support the body. As we release in the hips. Hip openers are nice grounding poses, and I think we all need a bit of grounding right now. So a few more breaths here. Next breath in, lifting up, beginning to walk the hands in towards the body as you lift up. If you're on your back, just release the feet onto the ground for a moment. Take a breath in here. Exhale, root down through the hands and take your right knee in line with your left. From here, we're moving on to the other side. So if you're on your back, taking your left foot across your right thigh. Otherwise, take the left knee forwards behind your left hand, foot behind the right hand. Extend that right leg back. Take a breath in as you lengthen. Exhale, walk the hands forwards, coming into your pigeon with a block, bolster, pillow, or just the ground. Releasing here. And again, just taking your awareness into the body. Noticing if you're holding on to any tension in the pose and just trying to let go with each exhale. So in yoga they say we hold a lot of emotional tension in the hips. So just holding these poses for a bit longer, we begin to work deeper into the body. Releasing that stagnant energy, getting the energy flowing. And just releasing as much tension as we can, using the breath to just help soften into the hips. And on your next breath in, walk the hands in towards the body or release the feet down if you're on the ground. Take a breath in as you lengthen. And then root down through the hands and bring that left knee in line with your right. Again, maybe just rock the hips from side to side. Sit back onto your heels or lift up to seated if you're on your back. And then sweep the legs round to the front of your mat. So we're going to take wide leg forward fold. So you can take your pillows, your bolster, or you can do this pose without a prop. Taking wide leg forward fold. So taking your legs as wide as feels comfortable. Come up onto the sit bones. Now if you have a tight lower back, any issues with your hips at all, or knees, you can sit on a folded blanket, a thin folded blanket or a pillow, just to elevate the hips above the knees. So bringing the bolster in towards you if you're using one. Take a breath in, lengthen, flex the feet. Breathe out, forward fold. So you can just use the bolster here to support you. As long as you feel that stretch, the pose is working. Maybe coming down a bit further. You might want to prop some other props on top of the bolster here for your head, or maybe you can come all the way down. And just releasing here for a few breaths. Maybe closing the eyes. And just really paying attention to where the body is being supported by the bolster and the ground. Last few breaths here. And on your next breath in, gently lifting up off the bolster, just moving it over to the side, out the way. Bring the legs together. You might want to give the legs a bit of a shake. We've done quite a lot of hip opening. So we're going to take our left foot to the inside of our right thigh, drop that knee out to the side, align your body to the extended leg, take a breath in, lift and lengthen, breathe out, reaching forwards as you fold. So release from the hip crease. You can stay seated on a blanket or a block. That might help you release in the back a little bit more, maybe keeping a softness in the knee. Pull the toes back towards you as you breathe in your lengthening, and as you exhale, folding forwards as far as feels comfortable for you. Where you feel that pose working, hold it there. Again, with each breath out, you might find the space to go a little bit further. Maybe taking a block on top of your shin here just to support the head. With each inhale, feel yourself lengthening, and as you exhale, releasing. Keep pressing through the ball of that big toe. And inhale as you lift back up. We're going to take a twist. So standing the foot of the bent leg on the ground, then step it over your extended leg. So you can keep this leg extended, check in with the knee, keep it extended, or if it feels okay, fold it back behind you, taking the heel to the outside of your left sit bone. Root down through this foot, taking your right arm around the knee, take the left hand behind you. Breathe in, lift and lengthen, exhale, moving into the twist. So soften that left shoulder and try not to put too much weight into that hand. It's just there to steady you, so keep lifting up out of the hips. And release, take the hands over to the opposite side, bend into the elbows, and lift up. Just releasing the legs, extend them forwards, taking your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Align yourself with the extended leg, take a breath in, lift and lengthen, breathe out, forward fold. Again, taking hold where it feels good for you. You might just want to take your hands either side of the thigh and hold it there. If you feel that stretch in the hamstrings here, this is perfect. Just moving down as far as feels comfortable. Breathing steady as you inhale, you're lengthening, and as you exhale, releasing. Keep pressing through the ball of that big toe. Keep coming back to noticing your breath. And walk the hands in as you lift. Taking our twist on the other side, stand the foot of the bent leg on the ground, step it over the extended leg, again leaving this leg extended, or fold it back behind you. Rooting down through this foot, wrapping your left arm around the knee, take the right hand behind you. Breathe in, lift and lengthen, exhale, move into the twist. Again, just reminding yourself to lengthen as you breathe in. Exhale and move into the twist. Release the twist, take the hands over to the opposite side, bend into the elbows, and lift you. Extend the legs forwards, again just giving them a shake. Coming into our yummy Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana pose. So taking your bolster or your pillows along your mat. So if you're using pillows, again, fold them over. Place one here, then here, maybe a blanket over the top. And then sit at the base of your bolster or your pillows. If your hips have had enough, just stand the feet on the ground or extend the legs away. Otherwise, bring the feet together. Bring that right to the base of your spine. And then releasing over the bolster. Take the arms out to the sides. Now if you find that your chin is a lot higher than your forehead here, and your head needs more support, take a blanket underneath your head, just to give your head more support here. Release the shoulders, palms facing up. And just allow yourself to let go here in the pose. So this opens up the whole front of the body. Gives you a gentle back bend, opening the hips, the shoulders, and in general it's just a really lovely grounding pose. So close Closing the eyes while you're here in the pose. Allowing yourself to just let go onto the ground, into the bolster. And just enjoy this pose for a few breaths. Mind has wandered off, just keep coming back to noticing your breathing. So you're relaxing in the pose, but still keeping the mind focused. Breath in as you lift the arms up and over the head. Maybe taking hold of the top of your bolster or pillow just to open across the chest, or just reaching the arms up and over and taking hold of opposite elbows just to open the shoulders a little bit more. You might feel this deeper in the back. And then take the hands either side of you just to root down to the sit bones. We're going to lift up out of the pose. You might want to take your hands behind your head just to give you a bit more support as you lift up. Keeping the feet together, take them forwards a little bit, and then exhale as you fold forwards. Breathing in, lengthen, exhale, release, and you can round the spine a little in this pose, just to let go of the back. Maybe a bit of a sway from side to side. And lifting up. So just moving the bolster out the way. Coming onto your back. Stand the feet on the ground. Just release the lower back on the ground for a moment, just to give it a bit of support. Just let the back settle. And we're going to take a twist. Twists are really good after back bends. So bring the right knee in towards the chest. Extend the left leg away from you. Inhale as you squeeze that knee in towards your right shoulder. And then take the knee across the body over to the left. Extend that right arm out, look across that right hand, hold it here. If you are using a bolster, you can take the bolster to the outside of your left leg and take the knee on top of the bolster if you want to make the twist a bit more restorative. Looking across to that right hand, again maybe close the eyes and focus on rooting down through that right shoulder. Be aware of your breath. And release the twist, bring the knee in towards the chest. Keep hold of the knee with the right hand and take hold of the foot with the left hand and just rock the leg from side to side so that you feel that stretch in the outside of that right hip. Release the leg down. Take a breath in, bring the left knee in towards the chest. Squeeze it in towards your left shoulder and then exhale the knee across the body. Take that left arm out, releasing down through that left shoulder, and close the eyes. So you can stay here, or maybe take a bolster over to the other side to take the knee on top of if you want a more restorative twist. Close the eyes and just let go here for a few breaths. And releasing the twist, bring the knee in towards, keep hold of the knee with the left hand, take hold of the foot with the right hand, and again just rock that leg from side to side. And from here, bring both knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the knees, take a breath in, lift the head up towards the knees, inhale, and exhale to release into your final position, your Shavasana. So you can take your legs over the bolster or a blanket, support your back, like this, or just stretch out on the ground. Take the arms either side of the body, allow the feet to just drop out to the sides, soften the shoulders, relax the muscles of the face, the jaw, the forehead, the whole body. And just breathing naturally now. With each exhale, just allowing the body to feel heavier and heavier on the ground. Really noticing the areas of the body touching the ground. And just letting go here for some time. Just beginning to bring your attention back into your body. And just for a moment, just being aware of how your body feels on the ground. Areas of the body touching the ground. Gently beginning to wake the body up, so maybe wriggling the toes and the fingers, taking any stretch that feels good here, maybe lifting the arms up and over the head. And in your own time, just rolling over to your right side and just pausing there for a moment. Gently lifting yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Just keep the eyes closed for a few more moments. Rest the hands in the lap. Relax the shoulders. Sit up nice and tall, so rooting down through the sit bones but lifting up through the crown of the head. And again, just try to bring your full attention to your breath. Noticing how the breath feels in the body. And that rise and fall of the chest as you breathe. Take a breath in as you sweep the arms up and over the head, bring the hands into prayer. And exhale, take the prayer down to the heart center. Take a moment to thank yourselves for your practice. And when you're ready, gently opening the eyes. Thank you very much. Namaste. And I hope to see you on the mat again soon. Thank you, thank you.